right, welcome back to Offstage on Screen, your movie reviews and all things movie conversation. Does that make sense? I think it does. Today, we're going to be talking about, discussing, and reviewing a movie called Last Breath, starring Woody Harrelson. And we'll watch the trailer as usual, and then we're going to talk to our resident movie reviewer, Robert Nelson, to see what he has to say about it. So, without further ado, let's get into the trailer, Last Breath.
Diver 2 is on bailout.
I will come back for you.
Make sure I'm aboard.
Starts out.
Okay, in you go. Stay safe, brother.
Okay, it's an underwater adventure.
Water at 300 feet. Bell, do you copy? Comms check.
Comms check.
Going down. I like these kind of movies. There's quite a few that I can... Based on the extraordinary true story. Good, I like a true story movie.
Slow your breathing down for me, okay?
You're pushing too hard.
Copy. On the job now. Keep the focus where it needs to be.
A lot of acting in diver suits.
Trying to work my magic.
So far, it looks pretty easy for Woody. A lot of CGI.
The thrusters have gone offline.
How many?
All of them.
Oh no, the thrusters have gone offline.
Now.
That can't be good.
A smack. There is no more slack. That's everything I've got.
Oh,
This ship's
oh,
not drifting. Chris has become an icon.
digging it. I like that actor
That's
too.
never gonna
Forget his
hold
name.
Chris, on me.
What happens now?
Your umbilical, it's gonna snap. I will come back for you, but you have to get yourself back to the top. I can't rescue you if I can't find you. Understand?
Just make sure I'm alive, though.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I'm getting chills.
Dead in the water.
I don't like to watch the whole...
How much gas does he have left? Not enough.
We're gonna be too late. It's a body recovery now.
No, it's not. I'm not losing a diver today.
Yeah, not on my watch. You tell him, Woody. You're damn right.
Okay. Dave.
They're gonna give away the whole movie. I want to see this movie now.
I got an idea.
Okay. Woody's
Take
got an
control of the
idea.
ship manually.
If we make a mistake, we put the entire ship at risk.
Come on!
All right, Rob, get ready. I'm gonna bail out of this because I'm excited already, and I don't want to spoil it. These trailers tend to spoil. So, here we go. There it is. Rob, welcome. Woo! Yay!
Thank you, thank you.
Your golf clap for you.
So you didn't want to watch more?
Last Breath. No, I want to see the movie. Am I right?
Yeah.
Do I?
This is exciting stuff, I have to say.
I looks it. Definitely looks it. I have never even heard of this movie. I'm terrible. Terrible.
No, I mean, don't apologize because this is not a Hollywood studio financed movie,
Right.
As far as I understand, which makes it even more impressive because, like, the way it's shot and presented and executed feels like a Universal Paramount kind of production, but you can definitely feel the smaller scale of it because it's very contained.
Yeah.
A lot of underwater stuff.
I can see where they can do this on a budget.
Yeah, I think I read that it has a budget of 22 million, which is, nothing compared to a movie like, I don't know, Sphere from the 90s underwater.
Yeah.
It was
The
100
Abyss.
Yeah.
Which reminds
Oh my
me of
gosh.
The Abyss. I love The Abyss.
Yeah.
But that was a huge blockbuster.
Yeah, The Abyss is much more fleshed out, of course, but the scenario is similar. But this is based on a real story, and I didn't know that going into it. I was very impressed. That's amazing. What I didn't know was also that this movie had a documentary called Last Breath as well,
Oh.
which I haven't seen. But it's also directed by the same guy that directed the movie version. So he did the documentary,
Okay.
and then he got to do a fictionalized version movie,
of it.
the Hollywood
That's cool.
film of the same thing. I don't
Alex
think that's ever
Parkinson.
happened before. Right?
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know.
So he's basically he's all in.
He's
Oh,
all
I
in,
see.
man.
And the documentary came out 2019. It's got 7.7 stars.
Right. I want to really see that now because I've seen the movies. I really want to see the documentary about the real guy.
Right.
So this is a typical kind of, disaster rescue mission kind of movie.
Yeah. Reminiscent of so many others.
Yeah, so
Trapped on them, trapped on Mars, trapped in the space,
yeah,
underwater, all this stuff
exactly.
on an island. Yep.
Yeah, but if it's done well and it's kind of movie, it's a popcorn movie.
Popcorn movie. Yeah.
And if it's well made, then I'm all in, man, because I want to be entertained. I don't, it's edge of your seat kind of movie.
Is it riveting? Keeps you.
I think so. Yes. And what's fascinating is that they work in total darkness. They have their little light things, and then there's this thing at the bottom of the sea that they can switch on the light, so you see the whole structure of what they're supposed to
What are they
fix.
doing down there, by the way? I don't even know.
It's some kind of rig that has the electrical or gas pipes. They fix gas pipes and stuff like that. But that's and
doesn't matter quite. No.
They're
down there doing stuff. Yeah,
they're down there fixing stuff, and I do feel though that it has the benefit of having I want to say unknown actors, excluding Woody, because I feel like Woody's there to sort of it's slightly paycheck movie for him.
Yeah, I can see it's very easy what he does. He's not donning the suit and going underwater for hours at a time. And
now he's the aging guy that used to do this for the past 20 years, who's now giving orders for the younger guys to I used to do this.
Yep.
Let me give you some advice, kid.
Here's how they pitched it to him.
Yeah,
Woody, we're gonna drop. Here's $2 million, and all the stuff, all your shots are in a little corner where it looks like pipes, some gauges. And you talk into an intercom. Most of your dialogue is right there. You probably can read it off a cue card. He's like, I don't have to go underwater. Nope. You don't have to go into the tank. You don't have to don the suit.
Exactly.
He's like, I'm all in. Good.
Yeah.
And you're the hero.
Pretty much it. Yeah.
And
then he gets his name on the poster, Woody movie.
It's his movie, but he doesn't have to be the poor schlub that's down there.
But he does a lot. He has a lot of weight in the film, and he doesn't carry the film, but he's certainly a full supporter. It's not like a cameo. He's not there for 10 minutes. He's in the whole movie, and you feel his emotion that he goes through as the leader of these divers, let's say.
Yeah.
So that's a well.
He's performing
for sure.
He's not dialing it in. I get it. That
yeah. Very well executed. Because it's in darkness. It's like at the bottom of the ocean where there's no light, and it's funnily enough, you can still navigate, which is that's I feel that's good filmmaking when you can, as an audience, navigate in a labyrinth of darkness,
Right.
And that's just good shots, good directing. So big kudos from my end, when it comes to directing and the execution of the film. It's a little claustrophobic, I would say, if you don't like, this kind of thing. It's about holding your breath and not having oxygen, and feeling lost.
That's part of the tension. Part of the
So the ship starts to as you saw in the trailer, you drift away, and he doesn't have the cord anymore. It's gonna snap.
Right.
He only has oxygen for so and so many minutes, and they have to kind of rescue him. That's the base of the movie. But it's a popcorn movie, thrill ride, action. Underwater action, and because it's based on a real story, it makes it more interesting to me.
Definitely. We talked about it in our last episode. Biopics based on real life events, much more interesting than made up stuff.
Yeah.
Unless it's something like The Abyss, where then at the end, there's aliens living down there at the bottom of the sea, and you go, oh my God.
Yeah. And you have that famous CGI, first ever CGI shot of that water thing.
Yeah.
In The Abyss.
Yeah, that you
it becomes a face. And stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Copies your face and stuff.
Yeah. So you have none of that in this movie. Obviously, this is more like true. It prepares you. It doesn't throw you right into the deep. They have this whole section about living in this tube for a few days to accumulate the pressure.
Acclimate.
Yeah, acclimate. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Themselves, and you have some stuff, and you get to know the guys. So
get to know the team. You gotta you gotta become invested in everybody before you can care if they're in trouble later.
That's why it's well constructed, and it's a small little exciting film which I recommend. I thought it was really good. If you like, intense,
edge of your seat thrillers.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
I like this Cliff Curtis. I just saw him recently. I watched. I know we were going to talk about at some point when we wanted to talk about Gene Hackman films, and I watched the Runaway Jury, and this guy Cliff Curtis was in that. He pops up all the time, and he always does a great job. He was in Three Kings, which was a brilliant film a long time ago. He just kind of pops up, and he kind of plays a lot of different parts. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, sure.
This guy, I'll show you real quick. This actor.
He's all the time.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And he's brilliant every time, and he plays all kinds. He can do Australian, British accents. He can do American accents. He's interesting. I think he's actually from New Zealand, originally. He's like Maori. But that gives him, he can play Hispanic, he can play Arabic, he's got range there.
The only, I think, this kind of film where there's a documentary that's about the same subject and then they make a film about it, the only the same scenario where I can think of that happened was a documentary called Man on Wire. About the guy that walked between the Twin Towers.
Yep. And then they made a movie about that.
And then they made the movie, and that was Robert Zemeckis who did the movie called The Walk.
Right.
About the same thing. Of course, that was not the same. He didn't do the documentary.
No, I mean, there's Titanic too, but that would be maybe even more of an act because Cameron.
Yeah.
Who did he did the document? James
Cameron
did the movie, but he's also done a couple big documentaries, I think, about. I've been fascinated with the Titanic for
sure. The Walk was really great because that was released, I think, in 2013, was when the 3D thing was at its peak kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, that's right. 3D.
And that movie in 3D is crazy because it's about heights, and he's balancing, and you see the Twin Towers, and you get this, whole 9/11 thing. Like this is the view that these people that jumped had to face, and that's like,
man.
Did
they mention that in that film? They talk about that as an aspect of it, or
no, because the Walk took place in 1972 or 4,
right.
So that was like so it doesn't mention, but it reminds you of it. I mean, every time you see the Twin Towers, you think of 9/11. So.
Yeah, of course, yeah. There's a movie poster I came across recently with Michael Keaton in an old movie called The Squeeze. I think it's called The Squeeze, and he plays Wall Street guys. But the actual poster is him kind of being all crushed up between two World Trade Towers, squeezing him. I could find that real quick. But it's like, oh, geez. And every time you see an old movie from the 80s.
Yeah. I mean, I think Die Hard with a Vengeance was from 95, and, they're running around. Simon Says... and he has to, John McClane has to run around with Samuel Jackson to these various locations in New York. And I mean, the Twin Towers are in many shots in that movie.
Yeah. Just sometimes, I mean, it's even the opening shot of the movie. Can you imagine? And then just like that's permanent. That's a permanent, like, kook. Oh, it's the 80s, man. I don't know. Exactly. 87. But yeah.
The first Spider-Man film, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire that came out in 2002.
Yes.
They had a teaser trailer out in the summer of 2001 with a helicopter that gets stuck in a web that's placed between the Twin Towers.
Oh, right, yeah.
You can actually YouTube that trailer, and they took that away, obviously.
They pull that out later.
Yeah, because that film was
so much. Yeah, have to do. I mean, you can't. Oh, so the whole Sex and the City series. I mean, you can't just just erase all that. But it is quite shocking sometimes when you go, oh my God, Twin Towers. You watch an old 80s movie and they open the opening shot is New York, iconic Twin Towers.
Exactly.
This is the other thing I was going to mention too briefly, but just speaking as an actor, when I see like a movie like this, I can immediately kind of already recognize the budget, and I put myself in the position of the actor and go, yeah, okay, this is kind of a sweet gig. And Woody being able to kind of play these scenes, which is, I know he's acting the hell out of it, but the difference between the actor that's, like I say, having to go into the tank for hours at a time, work 16-hour days, just exhausted, maybe loving it, but Woody's paid his dues in that respect and isn't going to go, okay, yeah, let me, you're just thinking about 6 weeks shooting in a water tank somewhere down in Cancun or whatever, outdoor built. And there's a movie, I don't know if you remember it, called Dragonheart.
Oh, yeah.
And I always think of this one as this was originally, like, Dennis Quaid plays this, the Dragon Slayer guy, and Sean Connery.
The voice.
And there's a CGI dragon, and Sean Connery plays the voice of the dragon. And you can just picture, like, I was paid, I'm going to do my Sean Connery, but I was paid $2.5 million, $20 million to play the voice of the dragon in Dragon Slayer. And Dennis Quaid. And I worked 14 hours in a soundstage.
Yeah.
So, he rocks up in his pajamas, and I walked into it. Well, why can't I do my good Sean? I can do a Sean Connery, by the way. I can't.
It has to be a Scottish.
Scottish. I did
a lot of
20 hours in a sound booth in Soho, and Dennis Quaid worked 17 weeks on set, running around with a sword and like slaying a fake dragon, all these fight scenes and stuff. And probably Sean Connery made like at least triple what Dennis Quaid made. I just see that.
But I saw Woody's filmography. I just, and you can like on Wikipedia, and I just was scrolling and scrolling. He has so many. He shoots like 5 movies a year.
He never stops, does he?
Now You See Me, and he was in War of the Planet of the Apes, and he just does so many various things, and it just keeps rolling and coming and coming.
The guy loves to work, and I think people love working with him. And he's always in, like, everything he does is pretty good. Like, he doesn't there's not any clunkers with him.
He kind of can choose the roles and the movies, and he's
picks well. He picks well.
Yeah.
And I think, and he does a bit of TV. The Highwaymen we saw him in and stuff. Obviously, he's famous from Cheers.
Oh, yeah, man.
But he'll go from anything from Star Wars to, zombie movie to...
White Man Can't Jump.
Right. Yeah, that's a great film, and he played really well. White Men Can't Jump. Yeah. Hunger Games.
Oh, yeah.
Just on and on and on.
Yeah, yeah.
And
This
comedy,
so
drama.
Yeah.
Crazy. Best Woody Harrelson movie?
Oh, don't put me on the spot.
Oh,
gosh.
You don't have one. You don't know. You don't know Woody.
Because he's not really a guy that carries a movie. He's always like a supporting actor where he plays some kind of important role, but he's not like, the main
He's
star.
like a support. Yeah, he's a supporting actor.
Yeah.
But I would say the best is where he does carry the movie, actually. For me, and that's The People versus Larry Flint.
Oh my God, yes, I would agree with you there.
Speaking of Czech directors.
Yep. Oh yeah, Miloš.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And
good. You remind me of that. I agree with you on that one. Yeah. For sure.
Very good.
All
okay,
right.
So go see Last Breath if you're into just a good old-fashioned popcorn thriller.
For sure.
And get wet, unlike Woody, who never let a drop touch him.
He's dry.
Stay dry. Stay dry. Okay, everybody. Thank you for watching the show. And what can I say? We'll see you next time. Offstage, on screen. Thank you, Robert.
All right.
Is that four stars you give that one?
3.5, man.
3.5. Fair enough. It's valuable. We'll see you next time on Offstage, on screen.